Nobody knew that everything was about to change. Nothing ever happens here in Lumbridge. That is, until the Majrat showed up and plunged all we knew into darkness. My name is Chunk Quest, and I'm on a journey to bring Gielinor back to the light. Chunk by chunk, completing tasks will allow us to expel the Blight with the ultimate goal of liberating all of Gielinor's major cities. Sure, I get it. Right now, I don't look like much, but one day, I'll be unstoppable. A man can dream, can he? Welcome to Chunk Quest, Descent into Darkness.
Last time on Chunk Quest.
Duke Horatio so kindly asked us to save all of Gielinor from the blight of the Majrat. We got to work on our very first chunk tasks. We beat the living shit out of trees and set the remains on fire like a complete psychopath. Eventually attaining 60 firemaking to burn a U-log and 72 fletching to craft our best-in-slot U-shield. We obtained our best-in-slot mithril battle axe. We killed 1,632 cows to get to 42 cooking to cook fried onions. We then rolled our first chunk and ended up heading to the ham hideout. Where does Chunk Quest head from here? Let's get started. Hello, people of Gielinor. Welcome back to Chunk Quest, Descent into Darkness. Today we have got a lot of incredible progress to showcase for you. Without much of an intro, we're going to get right into it. But here's a quick reminder. Right now, we're trying to save Lumbridge from the blight of the Majrat. Doing so is going to earn us a free hand-selected chunk roll, so here's our progress on that so far. Before we get into the grind, I just wanted to say thank you, everybody, for the massive support so far. But we're going to continue to push forward. I'm setting a goal at 1,000 subs. I think we can break that within a few videos because most of you who are watching these videos aren't subscribed. Father Eric says that's a sin, so you'd better repent by clicking that subscribe button and liking the video. But that's my spiel. Let's see what Chunk Quest is up to. Welcome to our newest chunk, the Ham Hideout. This chunk is going to bring us a slew of new opportunities, but in short, here are some of the notable elements within the new chunk. We now have access to the Ham Hideout, a great spot for early thieving and collecting easy clues. We have our first farming patch, a tree patch. We have the quest start for the Lost City. And lastly, we have Greg. But I'll circle back to Greg in a minute. In terms of the larger tasks we have in this chunk, we need 15 thieving to pickpocket a ham member. On a similar note, we're going to need to obtain an entire set of ham robes. We're going to be required to get 16 crafting to cut a red topaz. We need to obtain a steel pickaxe as well as a leather body. And finally, we're going to need a whopping 55 magic to cast high-level alchemy. Oh, not right now, Greg. Let's get started. Welcome to the Ham Hideout chunk. We're going to get started with our first farming method, and we're going to need to, of course, grab a rake for that. And with a few clicks here, that's going to be our first chunk task completed in the new chunk, raking a farming patch, and 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 raking a farming patch. There we go. Just like that, we're back exactly where we started, pickpocketing men. This time around, we're going to need to get to 15 to get into that ham hideout. And here we have the old man wanting to take us to a mime show. Who exactly would we be to say no to that? And just the glass box emote. Double-digit thieving coming in here. Here's 10. Here's the thing about 10 thieving. It's great, but it's not quite as good as 15, which is what we're going to need to get into that ham lair and start pickpocketing ham members. All right, so we should be able to just pick this lock quickly. Well, I don't know about quickly. We'll give it a second. Hey, there we go. Okay. Now that we're down here, we're going to need to pickpocket a ham member for our chunk task. That is going to be a little bit easier said than done because we are still just level 15, and these guys are 15 thieving to pickpocket. They also have this other fun quirk where if you miss 3 or so times in a row, they're just going to straight throw you in jail or kick you out like this. And once you're out here, you just have to start the whole process over again. Let's go ahead and try this again. There we go. Chunk task complete. There's a handful of things we're going to need to get from these ham members, and there is one of them. There's a steel pickaxe. We honestly are incredibly lucky to get this chunk because mining to, 90 or 70 or having any big mining grind with a bronze pickaxe would be absolutely miserable. Right now we need to continue pickpocketing because we need to get those ham robes. All 7 of the pieces drop at 1 in 100, so it shouldn't be so bad, and honestly, it's just kind of nice to train thieving for a change right now. There we go, there's the robe bottom for us. Let's throw those on right away. Just FYI, we already have the ham logo, and there's the gloves, very nice. Here comes 18 thieving. Perfect, let's keep going. And another pair of gloves. That's how it's going to be, is it? There's the hood, another piece down. And we get gloves on the back-to-back, more gloves. I forgot this was coming, to be honest, but this is going to be our new best-in-slot weapon, damage-wise. This is the Steel Dagger. The fuck was that all about? That's perfect. We've got us a dunce event, and we're going to pop open that book. We're going to put that on Hunter again as we work towards Puro Puro. Just a treasure trove of items down here, really. We're going to pull that leather body. That's going to be our best in slot range. Here's 22 thieving and some boots to boot. And coming in here is the full set done. Full ham robes. There's the robe top. This is a nice one to get done because we're definitely going to be coming back here with the set. The set actually gives you a less chance of getting thrown out of here. So when we come back for an easy clue grind, it's going to be nice to have. Now that ham robes are out of the way, it's time for one of the stranger grinds in this chunk. We need to obtain a red topaz. Where do we find that, you ask? In this box. The trick is that it's obtained at a 1 in 1,000 rate. So in order to obtain one, we're just going to have to keep clicking this box. I think this here is the crate in question, so I guess let's settle in. Nice, there it is. Probably only did like 250 clicks, so that's not even bad. Now we're going to head down here, and I'm finally going to introduce you to somebody very special. Meet Greg. Now, of course, as you see, Greg is a goblin, but he's no ordinary goblin. Greg has access to the second goblin drop table, the drop table in which we need to obtain the 1 in 128 best in slot red cape. Greg, I'm beyond sorry for what I'm about to do. Everyone in Gielinor knows you're the coolest little swamp goblin homie, but I need that cape to save Lumbridge. I can only hope you understand. Wow. Powerful stuff. Couldn't have said it better myself, Greg. So noble. So here's what we're dealing with. Greg spawns about once every 20 seconds, and this is a bit awkward because it's too little time to hop, but it's also too long of a time in the sense that there is some waiting in between kills. I just went and I banked some of the gear we don't need right now, and I grabbed our magic gear because we need to start passively working towards that 55 magic goal to cast High Alchemy. It's going to take some time while we're just using the runes supplied by the tutor in Lumbridge, and we don't have a staff to autocast. Hopefully we get lucky on a clue scroll because the whole autocast thing is not fantastic. We missed 30, so here's 31 magic here, and we didn't even get the pop-up. That's pretty lame. Oh, big surprise, I missed the clip, but I just dropped this here in the stack so you could see what it looked like when I did get the red cape. We're getting fully dripped out now. Alright, let's take a pause from your regularly scheduled Greg. Remember that tree patch we unlocked? With it, we unlocked raking as our first valid farming method. Some Extreme 1 chunks treat raking as a primary farming method, but I will not be doing that on account of, it would be a load of steaming Greg shit to log into the game just to rake every 15 minutes for the next year and a half, just to get 75 farming to plant a magic tree. Even if we took into account bird nest seeds as a primary method, this would still take an ungodly amount of time, and I'm just not doing it. But, that being said, we are going to pay for it in a different way. As a penance for skipping the raking grind, we will be temporarily turning off our 1 in 16 secondary limiter, So now, secondary drops from minions are going to count towards our chunk tasks, giving us a handful of new tasks to complete. Let's take a look at what those are. We're going to need to smith a bronze full helm, as well as a plate body and plate legs. And then on top of those, we're going to need to smith some bronze knives for best in slot range, as well as a bronze mace for best in slot prayer. All in all, we're going to need 18 smithing to get this done. Okay, so some early game smithing, nothing to worry about, right? Wrong. We're a chunk, man. Nothing is easy. To get the bronze bars required to complete all of those tasks, we're going to need to collect tin and copper from NPCs. Copper is available at a decent 1 in 64 from men and women. Tin, on the other hand, is available at an insane 1 in 128 rate from our good pal Greg. This chunk turns tin into a more valuable resource than gold. Nice, second maze event. What's it going to be? Feathers, steel arrow, and some natures. 35 strongman. Look at it. Look at it. Now you didn't think I forgot about raking my patch, did you? There's baby's first farming level. 35 magic. 20 more to go. Remember that red topaz we have to cut? We need 16 crafting for that, and sadly, I think our best bet is going to be to cut the gems that we get from pickpocketing ham members in order to get there, so it's back to the hideout we go. Here is 25 thieving, and you know what I just thought about? We have a spinning wheel. We can just do balls of wool to 60, and that's going to be so much faster than this. Alright, so I sheared a few sheep just to check it out, and it looks like 3 experience. Yeah, this is going to, well, 2.5 experience, but yeah, it's going to be a lot better than doing the gems and the ham hideout. So it's not going to be fast, but this is what we're going to be doing for the next little bit. Later, here is 16 crafting, and that's going to allow us to finally cut our red topaz to complete a chunk task. Here we go. Ooh. No worries, after a lot of clicks, we have another. Alright, there we go. That took way more clicks than last time, and I didn't even realize it was in my inventory for a while here. Alright, here we go again. I looked it up. We do have a 1 in 50 chance, so surely, right? Alright, I'm not playing anymore. Let's get this shit done. If I don't hit this right now, I'll probably legit come back later. Oh, please. Please, please, please. I don't want to do this again. Yes. Oh, thank God. Chunk task complete. The only tasks we have left to do at this point are our smithing tasks, and our grind to 55 magic. So the next little bit is just going to be a whole lot of killing men and women and Greg, and resplaying our runes at the tutor. So let's see if we can get some copper, maybe a clue scroll. I'd love to finally do a clue scroll. Yeah, I will be taking that. Very nice. The good thing about training right here is you get a lot of through traffic and a lot of nice people around, fortunately. Get it? Copper. There's 25 attack. I've been putting all the clue scrolls that I can't do over here on the left side, so we're getting plenty of clue scrolls, just not the right ones. So how much do we have already here? We've got 12. That's pretty good. Let's see how much tin we have. Only 4. Yikes. Okay. Well, I thought we had a couple more than that, but we're going to grab the hammer anyway as well, and we're going to head over to the anvil and start grinding out some of these levels. All right, so it's definitely not much, but it's a start, I guess. Let's pop these bars in. There's really not much we can make so far. Just the dagger and the axe and, oh, the mace. Right, we can make the mace. That's a chunk task for us. Chunk task complete. Look at what we've got. We've got a second completable step. I've been putting all the good clue scrolls over on this right side, all the bad ones on the left. So 2 out of 3 before we get a guaranteed beginner. You get a lot more herbs than I would have expected killing men and women, which is really, really nice. It's going to be a long time before I get to use them, but nice to have them anyway.
Hi.
There we go. That's a pleasant face to see. That's never a bad thing. We're going to get a count check lamp here, and I think you guys know exactly where that's going to be going. Every one of those is saving me about 5 to 7 hours right now. Got a beginner here. Is this going to be the third step? Let's see. Oh my god, finally, we're going to finally do a clue. Oh my god, let's go. Never been so happy to see you, Hands. Oh, we got the first. Oh my god, we got a 1-step. We got a 1-step, which means we might have another clue after this. But yeah, let's open this up and see what we get for our first clue. Yeah! Okay. Nothing super useful, but that's a unique. We got the Jester's Cape. Very, very cool fashion scape. Now, what are the odds we can get another one with the other two? I wasn't really thinking either. These leather chaps are going to be best in slot range for us. I'm pretty impatient. Now that I have a taste of the good life with the clue scrolls, I think we're just going to go ahead and try to send these two. Run back quick and talk to Hands, and we get another first step clue. That's crazy. All right, let's see what we got. Fuck. All right, so we've managed to save a decent amount of copper from killing men and women at that 1 in 64 rate, and now we need to head back to Greg to get some of that tin so we can continue our smithing journey. Hopefully we'll get a few random events, stuff that pushes this a little bit further, because this is taking a while, guys. But when that tin finally drops, damn, is it sweeter than sugar. What's up? You like raking content? There's 5 farming. What, you don't? Well, somebody out there might. Who knows? Here's our copper supply, by the way. We've got 19, and we've managed to pull 3 tin in the last little bit of killing Greg. So we're going to just take out all our bronze bars. We're going to take out some copper, and we're going to go do some smithing. It might not look like a lot of bronze bars, but having this many bronze bars right now is a serious luxury. What are we going to make? I guess just maces for now. We're just going for XP, so it doesn't really matter. I think this is going to get us over the hill. Oh yeah, it's easily going to get us over the hill to level 3. Massive level 3. And that's going to allow us to make bronze medium helms, which we already have, and bronze crossbow bolts, which are good enough. You guys know the deal. Lamp Man, give experience. Thank you, Lamp Man. 40 Magician, 15 more to go. Excuse me, this is not Greg content. You're right. We're back in the Ham hideout doing some pickpocketing. We're here for 2 reasons. The first, Ham members have iron ore on their drop table at 1 in 50. You get a decent amount of it pretty quickly. Smelting some iron bars should help us get to our goal quicker, while also giving us a chance at obtaining our very first easy casket. So let the hunt begin. You know we're a big fan of those round numbers. There's 30 thieving coming in. The byproducts of the ham grind aren't too bad either. You get a lot of gems you can cut, and we're getting actually some pretty decent crafting XP compared to shearing sheep. Here is 17. Still working on iron and coal here, and here is 40 thieving coming in. 41. Alright, this is huge. We got our first easy casket. Give me a staff, give me a staff, give me a staff, give me a staff, give me a staff. Oh! Let's go. Oh my god, the quality of life we're going to get from not having to autocast all the way to 55 is insane. What a stroke of luck. Oh my goodness. Just got a mystery box from Quizmaster. Surely it's a mithril scimitar. No, it's a fucking onion. Tin. Here comes level 10 plant dealer from Raking Patches. Here comes a big one, because thanks to this lamp here, this is going to get us to 7 smithing. And what 7 smithing is going to allow us to do is craft bronze full helm as well as bronze throwing knives. And both of those are a chunk task for us, actually. All right, let's make that bronze full helm right now. Where is it? Right here. Chunk task complete. Time to retire the medium helm. Got another beginner casket here for you guys. Ugh, gross. Sergeant Damien event gets us a lamp, and Boom, 70 experience. Every little bit counts. Now we've got 37 prayer, and what that means is we get our first protection prayer. Huge prayers on any account. Here it's protect from magic. Believe it or not, we are thousands of goblin kills into this, and here is 50 strength. Big level for the account. That's the one thing that's really nice about grinding out Greg, is just getting some of these combat levels up. We're starting out here with 8 smithing, and we've got a decent amount of materials built up, so we're going to send these ores through and then see what we can make. We don't need to make anything specific this time, we're just going for XP, so I guess we'll go with arrowhead, something we can probably use in the future, just for some cheap fletching experience. But it does look like this is going to get us at least a level here, bring us up to level 9, and I can smell the double digits, we'll be cracking them soon. Here's level 9. We are back at Men and Women looking for copper again. Riveting content, I know. Alright, this is a lot of the same for the rest of the grind, so I'll just cut back to you guys for the important stuff like clue openings, big levels, and tasks, but yeah, let me put some work in here. Got another casket. We'll put a couple of good luck holes in this woman first before we open it. There we go. Alright, hard leather body. That's not bad. I think that is our new best in slot melee and range. Body, anyway. 10 smithing. Double digits, baby. As soon as Greg pops back up here, we're going to have 45 magic. 10 more to get to our chunk task goal. Huge. Guess what we just got? Mystery box from Quizmaster. Alright, here comes the Mithril Scimitar. Give it to me. Spin for good luck. Okay, lamp is definitely not bad. I think that is going to get us to 11 smithing. Yeah, there we go, 11 smithing. Now, it's not a big bone, but this is going to be a big bone. That's going to give us 40 prayer, nice round number, and more importantly than that, protect from missiles unlocked. That's great. That's going to give us 2 out of 3 protection prayers now. I can't even get this event anymore without thinking of Chunk Evil. Baguette heat check, let's go. And, normal long bread, lame. Alright, you gotta look at this. Some people just have the luck. So, Blast gets mole slippers right here, right? Great. Awesome fashion scape. Probably the best fashion scape you can get from a beginner clue. And mole slippers again. What the hell, dude? What? Alright, back with a clue once more. Let's hope Hands gave us the goods. Oh, is that the rune? Yeah, the Zamorak Rune Scimitar Ornament Kit. That's not very useful now, but I think later in the game that's going to allow us to store that in our house. We're not going to have a house for a long time, though. I'm not your maid, asshole. Huge shout out to King Source on the stale baggie. Good job, man. Gotta love a nice Evil Bob event. I think we're going to end up with some fishing experience here. Yes, sir. That's going to get us up to 13. Yes, perfect. I hope you guys aren't sick of beginner caskets, because this could literally change everything. What? Just a short bow? Yikes. Let's see what we get from the maze here. Nice. Feathers, chaos runes. Chaos runes are going to help the magic grind go a little bit faster, and I'm all for that. There we go. We got ourselves another fishing bob, and that's going to bring us to 15 fishing without having ever fished. Not bad at all. We just got 60 strength, which is great, but somebody big sharked right on top of me, so yeah, that's going to get lost. We're going to take this genie lamp all the way to 13 smithing, so 5 more levels to go in this grind. You've been playing for a while. Consider taking a break from your screen. Can you consider maybe getting the fuck off my back? Well, if that isn't an excellent number to see, 43 prayer. That's going to give us our final protection prayer, protect from melee. And getting all of these is a massive upgrade for the account. We can take on a whole lot more PVM now. It might not look like much, but this is a beautiful inventory. This took us probably about 12 hours to collect, and we're going to get almost a level out of it probably. 50 attack. Beautiful. Where can we get a granite maul in this chunk? Another casket. Another stinker. Don't you think for a second that I haven't been raking. Who do you think I am? Look at this. We made this. Isn't it beautiful? Thanks, Bob. Another bone buried and 45 prayer. How many goblins do you think we're going to have killed by the end of this? I'll let you guys know in the end, but it's going to be a lot. After a whole lot of runes and a whole lot of Gregs, 5 more levels to go. 5 plus 5, 55 attack. This is 15 smithing, great number, 3 more to go, but very important because we're also going to be able to now smelt iron, and we have some from the ham grind, so we're going to have some additional smithing experience there. The drag, however, with iron ore is that you're only going to smelt it correctly 50% of the time, so we are going to go ahead and take our nature runes out of here, our fire runes, nature runes we've been getting from Greg, fire runes we've been getting from men and women, and we're going to start using superheat to get a 100% smithing rate on all of these iron bars. Now, of course, we have the lumberage anvil. We can't smith these iron bars, make them into anything, but the smithing experience and the magic experience right now is definitely welcome. This is like crack after doing smithing the way that I've been doing it. Oh my goodness. But here is going to be 16 smithing. That's going to allow us to make bronze plate legs. So as soon as we get a few more ores, we're going to be able to knock off that chunk task. Okay, here's a pretty opportune genie. This is almost over. 17 smithing. Big level. 1 more to get to bronze plate body and finish this grind. Oh man, Damien is a real one. He's trying to make short work of this grind. Guess where this lamp's going to go? Bam! 170 smithing experience. That's going to get us almost halfway to 18. I feel like we've been pretty lucky with beginner clues. This is probably one of the last ones we're going to have in this grind specifically. Let's see what we get from this. Oh, black plate legs. Oh, that's good for more than one reason, because you know what? We're not going to have to smith those bronze plate legs anymore. That's a chunk task complete. It's still not getting old seeing this tin pop up. We're so close. It's over. We did it. It's finally over. This is going to bring us to 18 smithing off of one single Greg on one 20-second spawn. 18 smithing, and now we can craft our best in-slot bronze plate body. Hopefully this is the last time we'll have to use the godforsaken lumberage anvil. Here it is. Bronze plate body. Task complete. Grind complete. Now we just need to get 55 magic. That's massive. Take a look at that. Look at us. Those black plate legs. That U shield. Absolute Chad. Alright, so all in all, how many Gregs did we have to kill to make this happen? I'm going to give you guys a couple seconds to think about it. 3, 2, 1. The answer is 8,466 Gregs. Have you ever seen a 2.7 million Goblin loot tab of somebody who wasn't chasing a champion scroll? That is crazy. The only thing holding us back from 55 magic is time at this point. We just need to get more runes from the tutor. But we do have a single rune here, a single mine rune spawn that we can hop to and pick up. That's going to make it a little bit faster, even though this kind of sucks. Here's 54 magic. Just one single level before we get to roll and finally leave this chunk. Like all of us chunkers can actually admit, world hopping fucking sucks. It's the worst part of this game. Want to know something funny? I am just now starting to pull out some of these elemental runes for oh my god. Oh god, I just went, forget that happened. But what I'm trying to say is, ever since the combat rebalance, obviously all of the different strike spells now do the same amount of damage, barring the elemental weaknesses. But for some reason, I had it in my head that they did the same amount of experience as well. And they don't. You get higher experience from the higher tiered spells, as I should have known all along. So finally, in the last level, I'm getting some of these additional experiences for that. But could have been doing that the whole time. For those of you who have been watching the video this whole time, thank you very much for sticking around the entire journey with us. We're going to send this home with 55 magic. I thought that... I did the math. I thought that guy was going to bring us there, but apparently I did the math incorrectly. Let's try this one more time. This woman is going to get us there. 55 magic. We can now cast High Alchemy. That's the last task we need to complete in this chunk before we finally get to roll. And just like that, 55 magic to cast High Alch. Chunk task complete. Forgot about this one, actually. We saved this one to have a nice, easy one to end off on. We just need to start the Lost City quest here, so I think we just need to talk to this gentleman, get it started, and then I think maybe we've got one other step where we just need to walk over to the tree to the north, or to the west here a little bit. Yeah, we need to go up to the tree and try to cut the tree, but this gentleman is in the tree. Oh, we don't have our axe. All right, we got our axe. And once we hit the tree, we are going to notice Seamus pops out, and we just need to talk to him to complete the last... Please, Seamus, Seamus, what are you doing, man? Get back here. Oh, come on. This is literally all we need to do to finish the chunk, and Seamus has decided to go absolutely rogue on us. There we go. Here he comes. Fancy seeing you here, Seamus. And just like that, Lost City has been completed as far as we can get it right now. That is a chunk task complete. Alright, welcome back to the chunk picker. It's nice to finally roll again. In terms of what we can roll, I'm hoping to just open up the map a little bit. So getting 1, 4, and 5 would all be really nice quick chunks. The worst thing we'd have to deal with in any of those is getting 55 cooking to cook pita bread. I am pretty scared of 2 and 6. 2 is going to be a 90 mining grind because it's a star location, and the copper and the tin within the chunk would give us the means to get to 10 mining to start shooting stars, so that's a huge nightmare of a grind. Number 6, Draenor South, is arguably even worse because that opens up a painstaking forestry grind as well as giving us the means to enter Puro once we have 1700, which is basically a jail sentence. But with that being said, now you know what we're looking at, and it's finally time to roll. Okay, I said that I think the curved bone grind would be fun, and that's what we got, so I guess let's hope we don't get boned. Lots of progress in this one. We spent about 8.5 days in the ham hideout chunk. We're currently knocking at the door of 700 total level, and we fortunately trained up our combats fairly high as we move into the curved bone grind. But this is where we end, folks. We will be speaking very soon. See you all next time on Chunk Quest. If you liked what you saw in this video, don't let yourself down. Click through to another. And, subscribe to the channel for more. Take care, everybody.